Hello everybody, it's Mason here. Welcome back to the channel. Now today brings a video that I should have made a couple of days ago. I've been very busy working, got a new job over the summer, and now I've got a time to properly sit down now it's the weekend and talk about this. The 24 to 25 fixtures have been released for the Premier League, so we now know who Crystal Palace will be facing first at Christmas time and across the whole season for season 4 of Palace by Mason, and my 10th year as a season ticket holder for Crystal Palace. And obviously with the form that we picked up under Oliver Glasner towards the end of last season, I'm very excited for this season and, you know, what it brings. And obviously I'll be in the new shirt very soon and a new intro will be coming out as well. Fresh things on this channel to come out very soon. And before we get started, we have got other videos to come. We've got the announcement of Daichi Kamada. I'll make that video in a couple of days. Palace have announced that he will be joining the club in July, so I can do that announcement video for Kamada. And we've also got a bit of a negative video to talk about as well, with Crystal Palace selling Michael Elise. Now I don't know what the selling fee is going to be yet. I've heard about £50 million he's going to Bayern Munich. So once we've heard a bit more about it, I will make another video about that too. So we've got exciting things to come. Anyway, back to the fixtures. So it's been announced that the same as last season, Crystal Palace will play away from home in the first game. It is a London derby kicking off at 2 o'clock on the Sunday, 18th of August against Brentford. Crystal Palace will be away against Brentford on the first game of the season. Now, to me, how this is on TV, I don't know. Because since Brentford got promoted in 2021, each game between Crystal Palace and Brentford, except the 3-1 win against Brentford back in December under Roy Hodgson, has ended either 0-0 or 1-1. So for a neutral fan's point of view, they will be hoping for it to be different. Otherwise, it's going to be a very boring watch. Now, my overall thoughts on this game, it's massive for us. Just like the game against Sheffield United last season, I think it's a game that we should be picking up points. Now, I know people don't want to play the Liverpools, the Man Cities, the Arsenal's first game, but it gets them out the way, and I think it puts a lot of pressure on us to make a brilliant start to the season. And if we can, away against Brentford, then that would be amazing. Now, second game of the season, but by the way, I'm going to do the first 5 fixtures, reel them off, and then I'll talk about key dates like the games against Brighton and against Ipswich as well. It's their first time in the Premier League in 22 years. So, second game of the season. Now, this is very weird for me. Like I said, it's my 10th year of being a Palace season ticket holder. 14-15 was my first season as not as a fan, obviously, but going to the games regularly. And we was at home against West Ham on the first game of the season at home then, and it is the same here. Crystal Palace will be at home to West Ham United. It's another London derby. We beat them 5-2 there last season under Oliver Glasner, which was a very good performance. Now, I don't know how I'm feeling about this one, because again, it puts so much pressure on us to maintain that perfect start. We could easily come away with 6 points from 6, but we could also easily come back with nothing. And with who we've got after this, we need to start picking up points then. I think in between the games against West Ham and our next opponents, which is Chelsea, we will have the second round of the Carabao Cup to contend with as well. But we are away against Chelsea, third game of the season, just at the end of August. Obviously, these kickoffs are subject to change. They may not happen at these relevant times. But so in terms of head-to-head record, Chelsea is the worst team we can play across the season. At Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's first game, by the way, is at home against Manchester City. So they might have already dropped points by the time they play us. They're going to want the win. And I feel like if we don't start well, then this is not going to be a good game to play. It's always been quite a tight affair at Stamford Bridge over the last couple of years, and I think it might be here. Obviously it finished 2-1 last season, 1-0 the season before. Chelsea squeezing past us, and it could be tough. It really could be tough. That's just before the first international break of the season. Fast forward to September, and for the first time in 2 years, Crystal Palace will have a match at home against Leicester City. Now, Leicester City finished top of the Championship last season to get promoted back to the Premier League after getting relegated in the 22-23 season. That was the one when Mateta got the late winner and got Brendan Rodgers the sack. But, you know, that's always good. You know, this will be a great opportunity for us to bounce back if we don't get a result against Chelsea. And obviously, we'll have the international break to prepare for it. And out of all 5 games, this is the one that I'm really looking forward to because we ain't played Leicester in 2 years. Don't know how good they're going to be under their new manager, Steve Cooper, who was Nottingham Forest manager when they got promoted a couple of years ago as well. So that could be very interesting indeed. And then literally a week later, we're at home again, and it's the big one, and probably the best home result we had last season. Crystal Palace, for the 5th game of the season, will be at home to Manchester United on the 21st of September. Now, out of all the ones that are subject to change, I think this one will change. I don't think it'll be a 3 o'clock kickoff because, you know, we beat them 5-0 in aggregate last season. So it could be a little bit of a shock here again if Man United don't improve their ways. So again, it could be a massive game for us. It's not the worst start in the world. It ain't the best, especially when you've got Chelsea in between in the 3rd game as well. So you never know. You never know. Now, in terms of important dates, so we obviously look at the games against Brighton. Our first game against Brighton is at the Amex on the 14th of December. Happy Christmas. It could be a happy or sad Christmas, depending on this result. And the only thing that concerns me about this game is that it is between games against Manchester City and Arsenal. As we get further on in the season, it actually gets harder. Like in October, we play Liverpool and Tottenham. In December, we play Manchester City, Brighton, Arsenal. And obviously, you've got games against Newcastle in there too. So that it could be very tough going into the Christmas period. But that Christmas period is the only sort of tough run we've got this season. If you look at the overall table, overall fixture list, I would say around about Christmas is when we could dip, to be honest. I think we've been blessed with consistency this year. And if Oliver Glasner can keep it up without Michael Elise in the team, then we could be on to great things this season, maybe. And then the game against Brighton at Selhurst Park will be on the 5th of April. Saturday the 5th of April 2025 will be the M23 derby against Brighton at Selhurst Park. So there you go. In terms of other key dates, final game of the season is away against Liverpool, which is one of our most famous results of last season. You know, that could be massive if Arne Slot does a really good job at Liverpool, and it could be a title clincher at home against Crystal Palace. So that could be a very good game for us to maybe hopefully spoil their fun. Our last home game is against Wolves, which isn't bad. It's not great, but, you know, we'll see with that one as well. And obviously in January onwards, we've got the FA Cup to contend with, all the usual stuff. So the fixture list hasn't been too bad. Now, I'm going to make it a 2-day gap. So this video is coming out today on Saturday the 22nd. Monday 24th, I will make the Daichi Kamada video. And on Wednesday the 26th of June, I will make the video about Michael Elise leaving Crystal Palace, because that is a massive video to talk about where we are as a football club after that, because he was pivotal. Okay, guys? So thanks very much for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.